Hi everyone, I was going to do a short flight today from Birmingham up to Edinburgh. Going to use SimBrief to generate our flight plan. So we will jump in straight away and see what we got. So going to go up in a British Airways 320 Neo. Now this is the modded version, which you've probably heard lots about. I'll show you a few things of what's done. So we're going to add the flight in from today. Have I not downloaded it yet? Let's have a quick look. Nope. So just export. Sorry about this. Okay. There we go. Just load the flight in. We're going to start at the gate. We'll start at gate 9 at Birmingham. Weather should be live weather with all that's correct, and we'll hit flight. We'll wait for that to load, and I'll just go through a few different bits and bobs that's different with this mod if you haven't yet seen them. It's pretty cool, to be fair. Oh, it says we're going to Ibiza on the stream. We're not. We're going to Edinburgh, which EGPH. Let's just save that. Right, okay. Stream info updated. So it's a very rainy Birmingham. So we'll jump inside the cockpit. So welcome. So if you haven't seen this mod yet, this is pretty brilliant for what they've done for this, and its actual flying behaviour is so much different already. But so batteries on, 1 and 2, external power connected. Next job is, in fact, if we just come down and look at the screens now, they're all in self-test, which is new. ADIR's on. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Fuel pump's on. You can now turn the air conditioning up, the heating. I don't know what that actually does in the game, but it's a clickable button. Right, strobes to auto. Beacon light on, wing light on, and nav light. We've got seatbelt lights on, no smoking lights on, wing anti-ice on. I'm going to pop these on. I don't know if you actually have to. It does say auto, but I'm going to put them on anyway because I always seem to freeze up. Now, what you'll see different on this is that we're actually waiting for the ADIRs to align, which is like the FS Labs and the Aero soft. You'll also see down here now we've got different pages that are starting to work. The APU page is starting to work, and now that the time that this takes to actually load up is more realistic as well. So without further ado, if I click on APU, I can't start it yet until the flap is open, which is real life. So we'll sit and wait for that to tell us. And in the meantime, let's just jump into a NIT. Initialization. I just need to load my flight plan for today. So for today's flight we are going out of runway 15, and what's our flight level? Sorry, it should be 24. Yeah, okay, so 240. Oh, it's already loaded. Cool. We just need to pop in our cost index. Cool. Right, so flight plan out of Birmingham, departing runway 15, and our is it a it's a Louvre 1 Lima, I think. Done this route a few times, let's double check. Louvre 1 Lima. And we will insert. Okay, and now our Edinburgh arrival is 06 via an in-pip 1 echo. So arrival ILS 06 via an in-pip 1 echo arrival. Performance with flaps to take off today. That's pretty much all there is to do on it. Now you'll see our flap is open. Because of that, we can now start the APU. And our wipers work, but they don't actually wipe anything. So we'll turn them off. Okay, cool. So 24,000 feet. You'll notice that we're not going to be flying on VATSIM today, simply because they haven't fixed the SIM Connect yet, and it just eats all my frames. So we're going to reset the QNH to the local pressure. We're going to pop our flight directors on, our constraints on. We're waiting for the APU to load, and then we'll push back. It's as simple as that. Right. So what else do I want to do? We'll take the parking brake off already because we're nearly ready to go. Let's get pushed back. We're going to runway 15 today. Where are we? We're facing the right way, so just go straight back. We'll go down here, onto here, and down. Cool. Right. Our APU still isn't available. Now, on the original mod, it was available within about 30 seconds of clicking it. On here, you've got to wait. So we're waiting for that to go green, and then we can start our engines. And while we're doing that, we'll have a little look outside. APU's now available. We're going to cheat today, and we're going to start 2 engines at once. I used to get a little Twitch chat box come up, but I don't get that anymore. Okay, not to worry. So we will stop the pushback there. Might need to reinstall OBS. That's because it's not seems to be working fine, but we're getting a good frame rate at the minute. Okie dokie. So, taxi light on. We are looking quite dark as well, actually. So we'll turn up some of our displays, modelled lighting into. That's your dome light. Don't want that too bright. Okie dokie. Right, so we're ready to go. APU off. Engine starts normal. Right, let's jump down to let's just check all that. Yeah, that's all good. Go down to runway 15. Let's get airborne. Right, for today's point of view, I don't trust the managed speed on this yet, so I'm also just going to... Why is my frame rate suddenly dropped? Thank you, that's better. So, we're going to set our speed to about 250. Flaps 2. Let's do that as well while we're here. Set our speed to 250, and I'll be manually controlling the speed until I'm confident it's not going to shoot off like a fighter jet. Okay, so we will just turn down here. And we're about to crash into a van, white van man. THY, I don't know what call sign that is. Let's have a look at flight radar and see if we can find that flight. THY 1969. THY, what is it? Oh, I can't see it. What was it? 1969. Where's he gone? Can't see him. Lovely day in Birmingham. Frustratingly, my chat's not showing up, so if anybody's chatting with me, I can't see it. Lovely day in Birmingham. Oh, there we go. I can hear myself. Okie dokie. Right, concentrate. Sudden. Wonder why my panels aren't showing up. I still can't find them. Docs, toolbars, stats, close. It was under docs. Scenes, so it's not showing up. Not to worry, not to worry, not to worry. Okay. Looking out the window, that weather's pretty bang on. To make this a true to life flight, I should have done this with the EZ livery or livery, whatever you say or call it. Right, where are we now? Right. So. Right, look at our weather radar, bless it. Right, let's go. Clear on the right, clear on the left. Okay, going to bring the throttles up to about 40%. Toga, SRS, nav, runway. Gentle rudder, just try and keep us on that centre line. Okay, and we are a V1. Positive climb. Gear up. Now, for anybody that's flown the original Neo, look at the speed. We're not shooting off now. We are at flaps 1 speed. At 1500 feet, we'll now engage autopilot 1. And we'll go to climb thrust. Just need to watch speed as we're coming up to flaps 0. I'm just going to hold this in open unmanaged speed, so manual set on there. So we should be climbing, we should be on a constraint of 6,000 as well from memory. Lovely day. Right, we're going to just pop off our nose light and our runway light. Up and away. Right, set standard. Standard set. I'm going to release this back into managed speed because it's looking like it doesn't want to race off, which is brilliant. Right, just passing 9,000. $10,000, lights off. And we'll release the seatbelts. Off. No ding on the seatbelts yet, but that's fine. So what's happening now is the engines are spooling up to climb thrust to climb us the rest of the way. So it's holding us. I don't know if that's right, if that's real world operation, but it's holding us, and now we'll suddenly shoot up to our climb. And just why that's doing that, it's going to be quite a short flight today, so let's just go into EGPH Meta on Google. Right, so let's just pop down to here. QNH at the destination is, can't see it, 1007. Temperature is 14 degrees. The wind is 45 at, where's it gone, at 10 knots. Transition altitude is 6,000 and our minimums are 250. There we go, we're all configured ready. I loved P3D and Active Sky, and I had all of the shaders, but none of it looked this good. Those clouds are outstanding. $17,000 feet. Climbing so nicely now compared to what it used to do. It used to fly up, didn't it, at 6,000-7,000 feet per minute. So, looking at our descent today, we will be at top of descent at a bevy, or however you say it. So, where are we now? We're inbound Trent. Look at that. Just change that view slightly. That is stunning. It's beautiful. $75 frames as well. Lovely. Cool. Right, the key bit we need to understand is we need to be at, when we're at Tartan, we need to be at 5,400. So have we not got Tartan on here? Interesting. It's not TLA, is it? None of these bloody stars seem to match up with real world. TLA, I don't see a TLA in my plan. So Escado, I can see. Did I see an Escado? Yep. So Tartan is next. It seems to have plotted a whole host of points to get me down to the runway. Okie dokie, so you've got to be at 4,000 feet. This wants you. There's no committal. Okay. So let's just have a quick look at the charts for EGPH. Well, let's just find the plate for runway 6. Right, runway 6, ILS. Right. You need to approach it at 2,400. Okay, cool. Oh dear. Right, where are we? Denby. So after Denby is Pole Hill. And then Nelsa, then Ribble, then Ergab, then Shap. Okay. And then a bevy. Could do with a bevy right now, I'll tell you that much. Right. Let's just move this to plan for a minute. And then let's just move through the approach. It's a nice straight line up. And then we turn. Ah, that's nice and easy in. Not much to look at today, is there? Flying through the clouds. I might just push the speed a little bit. Push the ground speed up a tad. So bevy, that's going to be our descent point, top of descent. And we want to be at 2,200 at C106. Cool. Might just be nosy and take the weather off a minute just to have a look at what the scenery looks like. That scenery needs to load and cache by the look of it. Okay, let's go back to live weather. Okay, so currently inbound EGBB in 4 miles. We've then got Shap, and then we've got which is 22 miles, I believe. Yep, and then we've got 13, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 38, 42, 52. Yeah, it's about 80 miles. Quite like this little elevated view we've got on here. So we're all awaiting the long-awaited update for Flight Sim. I think there's supposed to be some news today of when that's coming out, so I think we're looking forward to hearing about that. But this mod on this A320 Neo, the work they've done on this is outstanding. It's bloody brilliant. It's so much easier to handle than before. Right, so 7 miles out of Shap. I think I'm really praying that they fix VATSIM and SimConnect for vPilot so that my frames don't drop to 2 or 3 when I'm running it. It's just can't use it. It's ridiculous. So hopefully SimConnect will be fixed. Okay, so we're just inbound to EGBB, so we're just about to start our descent down to 2,000. Don't know why it's done that. 2,300. Okay, and we will drop. We're going to drop at about 1,000 feet per minute for now, and we'll go back to manage speed. Weirdly, I have nothing in the FMA, so I don't know if that's another bug, unless I'm too high and it's underneath. No, I'm too high and it's underneath. Okay, thank God for that. Right, so landing system needs to go on. Brake needs to be set to medium. Switches need to be normal, which they are. Right. I don't like the fact I can't see what's on here, so I don't want to descend at that rate. Bring that to 1,000. So we'll just keep our eye on where we are. We know when we get to the CI part and the last fixed point we need to be at 2,300. We're about 80 miles out here, so descend at 1,000 feet per minute will get us to pretty much where we want to be. Those clouds look outstanding, don't they? might just increase this to 1800 feet per minute. Right, we are 12 miles out of INREV. Which we should be at 17,000 feet by the time we get there, so we're a little bit high. So we're just going to drop down to 2,200 feet. Quite nicely on profile now for our descent. So next after INREV is Escado, where we need to be at 14,000. So we might just need to drop a little bit faster now. Once SimConnect's fixed and we can go back to VATSIM, at least we'll have a controller helping us out, because as we know, we don't have a top of descent calculation at the minute with this. And so I do my best to work it out from what I've been shown, but it's a good guide, but it's not bang on. So Esto, we're 5 miles out and we're at 40, we needed to be at 14, so we're about right on profile still. The next will be Tartan, which we need to be at 5,400. So I presume TLA is Tartan. There's no way you're going to get to there. Alright. we are just going to drop a little bit of speed brake in, and we're just going to drop our rate of descent down a little. Going to bring our speed down to 250 as well. 10,000 feet, lights on. Let's pull that speed down a little bit more. Is that trying to pull that back up? No, it's not. Okay. Okay, speed brake off, and we'll arm it. Should have that. Right, 6,000 feet. We're going to slow the rate of descent right down now. It's about 2,000. In fact, we can probably slow this. Right, let's have a look on our managed. Have we got any 5,000 or above at D3220? There's actually a constraint there of 6,000. So next after 322 is 3T at 4,000. D3220. A wind farm there. Yeah, wind farms, brilliant. Okay, flaps 1. We're on base. Just watching this little altitude bug here for the ILS, but we don't go and get our altitude all wrong. Okay, flaps 2. And we will arm our approach. Okay, and nose light on. I forgot my seat belts, not used to having them. Just going to sit down again for a bit so I can see under there. Glide scope, lock, can't even talk. How could we have lock? We haven't turned onto the final yet. Bit weird. Okay. It would help if we came off standard, and we are 1007. "12 mile, we'll drop the gear at 7. Let's enjoy the scenery for a little while. That's well fit, man. I love that. It's beautiful. Nice smooth frame rate as well. Kicking off that of 60 frames. Cool. Right. So we are 10.2 miles out. That's lovely. Okay. 8 miles out. Drop gear down. Flaps 3. At 4 miles out, we'll go flaps full. Flaps full.
1,000.
What is our V approach speed? 145. Oh, it does change. Okay. Okay. We're at 500.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Manual braking. Flaps up. Welcome to Edinburgh. Welcome to Edinburgh. Okay, no jetway, not to worry. Right, there we go. Thanks for watching, and we shall see you on another stream later on tonight.